Hi everybody. So this is our second video, our first video together.
Of a
This
happy couple.
of the happy couple. Here is my first half of the happy couple. This is Dustin for everyone who doesn't know.
I'm missing something.
You are missing something, honey. Our wedding is coming soon, fastly approaching. It will be July 20th, 2019. So excited. I promise you I will post our proposal video following this video, so you'll be able to check it out on our page, which is my page, but we kind of added a one, so it's our page. We might post it on the Knot too. It'll definitely be on YouTube and Facebook. So, yeah, so we are super excited because yesterday we finally honey,
chose a reception location.
Chose a reception location. So for those who are newly married or hoping to one day be married or already had your wedding, you know how hard it can be to find a reception location. I think we started. When did we start looking for a reception location? Right after we got engaged, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got engaged June 16th, 18th of 2017. We started looking for a location right when we got back from Jamaica, and we finally found one yesterday, which yesterday's date was March 23rd, 2018. So you see, it took us a few months, but we found the perfect location, and we did more than enough to research and look at places and ask the right questions that we wanted to offer that information to you all so that you don't have to go through as much as we went through. And you can kind of learn from our mistakes and some of the things that we learned along the way. So with that being said, we'll go through maybe 5 locations and then we'll talk about our number one. Deal?
Deal.
All right. So the first location, which one you want to talk about first, babe? The first place we ever went to?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on. Who's that? You know who they are. The first place we went to, everybody. First,
their stuff isn't even in here.
Okay, I have it. First of all, it was a very long drive. And after the long drive that we experienced, we then had to. Okay, I'll grab it. We then had to come into an experience that was not perfect or so good. So I'll let Dustin start with the talk, and I'll go grab the actual pamphlet. So, honey, tell them about our experience when we first pulled up. That was interesting.
Well, I forgot what happened when we first pulled up. All I know is that we went to meet with the lady, and the lady was in the back doing some other work, and we was probably waiting for like about 10 minutes until somebody came and greeted us. And then we just sat in the office, started talking about different packages, and then we went and saw the room, and it wasn't what we expected.
To say the least, wasn't what we expected. Absolutely not. But not only that, there was some lack in professionalism, and I would say customer service. For those who don't know, Dustin and I are both in the healthcare field. I work in health insurance. He's at the hospital, and customer service is like numero uno when you're dealing in health insurance and the healthcare field in its entirety, especially in the hospital. So the number one place, meaning the first place we visit, was in Clinton Township.
Yeah.
And it was called Premier Center. So I think the place kind of really attracted us because of their deal. When we first took a look at it, yeah, the pricing, we knew nothing about planning a wedding or reception or anything. And I'm going to post this. I made sure to post a picture of it. But here's the price right here for those who can see. $43.95 per person, $48.95 per person. Now, once you start to do some research, you'll start to notice that receptions are very expensive. I mean, we were on a budget. We had a set budget, and this met our budget because it was so cheap, but it was not the best experience. They offer stuff like valet parking, chair covers, 6 hour of hall time with a 6 hour open bar. your choice of color napkins, table linens. You had a champagne toast, butler pass hors d'oeuvres. So there were a lot of different things that we were like, oh, that sounds great. That's amazing. That's exactly what we want. But the location was dim, dreary, and dirty to say the least. The back office was a coat room slash popcorn container holder place slash storage slash everything, which was definitely scary. Um, there was a fragrant throughout the building that was kind of a stench, so to speak. So that was not helpful at all. And I've actually seen this location. We've been to a few other like wedding events and things like that, and they're there. So they're absolutely promoting themselves. So if you stay in the Michigan area, we would give this place a out of 10 or what, babe?
A 2.
2? Why are you give them a 2? What was the 1 and 2 point?
Pricing if you're on a budget.
Pricing if you're on a budget. And what would be the other thing? That's it. They don't even have Coke or Pepsi. Let's just be clear, right? They offer like Landry's or something like that, which we've never heard of. So, nope, don't go with Premier. All right, so that's the first place. The second place we'll talk about. You choose one, honey. That's our. We can't choose that one. That's our pick. We'll talk about that one last.
All right, Laurel Manor.
All right, Laurel Manor. So Laurel Manor was in, where were they located, babe?
Livonia.
Laurel Manor was in Livonia. So they gave you a nice little printout and pamphlet when you first arrived. They were very professional, I will say. The location was beautiful. I cannot take that away from them. One of the cons, it was kind of ran like a wedding factory, and that was my thing. If you have always dreamed of being married and you find that special someone and you decide, you know, we want to make this for us and we wanted to make it something that's meaningful to us, then you kind of don't want to feel like everybody's having the same reception that you're having. And they kind of ran their place like a factory. Every room was the same size, same setup, same color, same everything. You entered the same way, you exit the same way. So I didn't like that. Babe, what did you get from it?
Didn't really like that it was 5 rooms and every event, it could be 5 different events on the same day as yours.
Yeah.
And then, you know, having to accommodate the parking for everybody and making sure that they know which room is for you.
Yeah.
And not, you know.
Not going to someone else's weddings. You know, you had to share bathrooms and parking and everything. So it just wasn't ideal. I think the one thing we kept thinking about is, you know, we want to have a great DJ with great music. So if we have a great DJ with great music and they have a great DJ with great music, probably hearing everybody's music at the same time. And what if that distracts the event? So as far as pricing though, what would you say, babe, about pricing?
We didn't get a
I think they gave
invoice, right? Not from
yeah,
them.
we didn't get we didn't get an invoice per se, but I think their pricing wasn't bad. Oh, they had a promotion going. I remember we went. The 2017 promotion, which they were giving out to us. It had starting price with promotion is $42 on Saturday and $41 on Friday and Sunday. So again, a good price if you're on a budget, but you will have to keep in mind that you know, it won't be a special, so to speak, day, in my opinion. Just because everything looked just alike, the whole event from entrance to exit to everything. They don't have they had a standard open bar. We didn't care for their bar.
Right, look at it.
Yeah, their bar was very limited. So I mean, it just depends on your guests. We know we have guests who, you know, drink alcohol. We knew that. We knew they would want specific drinks and things like that. So their standard bar that they gave to everybody included things like Smirnoff, Mohawk dry gin, Scotch, Lauder Scotch, Evan Williams Black Label Bourbon, Aristocrat whiskey. So some things we never heard of, right? Things
Correct.
that aren't top shelf. So it just depends on what you want. So the more top shelf items were on their deluxe bar, but it added a $9 per person fee. So yeah, we ended up not going with them. But the biggest thing I think was the setup, and I think it was the fact that they could not guarantee our event will be the only event that day. And just thinking about so many people coming in, we were going to have 250 people at our event, so we can only imagine other people having that same number, and trying to fit them all in. So here's Laurel Manor again, in Livonia, if you're in the Michigan area. All right, next place.
Hmm.
What about this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot how that one looked. Is that the one with just 2 rooms?
Yeah.
A small one and a big one?
Mm-hmm. So this other place, and we can talk more so from a budget standpoint, because we did get an invoice from them, is the Italian American Banquet and Conference Center in Livonia. And I think we actually got their information in there. So IABC for short. So again, yeah, I think it's in there. For this one, we didn't go with it, although honestly they were like our top 3. They were on our top 3 list when we started to think, okay, which places do we absolutely gonna go with at the end of the day. They made that top 3 cut. So the only con I would say is that if you're looking for something unique again, you're not gonna get that. They did have only 2 rooms. Of course, you could have another event, but it was better than 5 events happening at the same time, so we were happy.
No, theirs isn't in here.
Okay, but the other thing is, their food was kind of the same. So remember when I talked to the woman, I said, well, what if we chose this for this people or this for this people? You're going to pay whatever the top amount is. So let me give you an example. Let's say chicken is $40 and steak is $60. Where everybody's going to be charged $60. So it doesn't matter that half of your guests are eating chicken and half of your guests are eating steak. So I didn't like that. I think really that was the only big thing. The fact that the place wasn't special or unique, and then the pricing. So everyone had to have the same food, and basically you're going to pay the same price. So it was kind of, not so ideal. Altogether though, and I'll just show you this, but I'm also going to say it. 200 guests. We had the meal option that they offered, I think was the one where you get steak and chicken. 100 sausage appetizers, 50 crab or mushroom appetizers, the standard bar, and then also the deluxe portion for the add-on. So we had to add that deluxe bar. Chair covers came out to $16,085. So $16,085 is the price that they gave us, which honestly is not a bad price. When you start to look at different locations, you'll see this is actually a really good price, but it wasn't the best option for us. All right, let's do our one we absolutely wanted to do, but we ended up not being able to, which is this one. You can start, Faye. So you can talk about the experience from like beginning to end, because you had to like get paperwork for this one.
All right, so this one is the War Memorial.
War Memorial!
It has a beautiful view.
Awesome view.
We don't have any pictures of that.
No, I'll post some. I do have
part.
some on my phone, and I'll post them on here after we're done. Okay, go ahead, babe.
And we really wanted to do family style. They didn't have family style options, and it would cost us a lot of more money to have to buy or even rent out dishes for family style, serving spoons and forks. So our initial thing, if we was gonna have it here, was to probably do the buffet.
I think we were gonna take away our number one choice, which was family style, just to compromise with the location and just do buffet. It would not have been what we wanted, but we would have done it because the view was awesome. It's in Grosse Pointe. If you're familiar with the area, you can see the water on one side and have a beautiful garden on the other side. The entrance was grand and amazing. And it's one of those locations, and I want to kind of put that tidbit out there. Because it is the war memorial, you have to have someone that's related to you that's either currently serving or have served as and is a veteran of any of. I don't think it had to be like just Army or just
any
of the branches. And luckily enough, Dustin's father served, so we were going to be able to use him. But that is one of the caveats. It's an amazing place, though. If you can afford it, and if you are willing to do just the buffet and maybe not the family style, then I would absolutely, absolutely say this place is number one.
Call Alondra.
Call Alondra. Hi, Alondra. She was super sweet. That was the other thing. The customer service was amazing. She sat down with us. She took time with us. She understood us.
Where did we hear about this place? Find out about it.
I think we kind of went online. That's the one thing I want to say, and I brought the book over. A lot of our research was done with the knot. We bought this book right when we got engaged, when we got back into the country. We went to the store, picked it up. It was $29.99 in the store, which was a good investment because it gives you everything that you needed. So including the forms to fill out for when you're visiting the locations. We filled out those forms. We got information. Yeah, questions to ask, especially if you've never done this before. Neither one of us have been married or planned a wedding, so we needed all the help we could get. And we have an awesome wedding planner, but she's a day of wedding planner. So the idea is for us to have as much of what we wanted already settled and set in stone, and then her kind of taking over. But Alondra Kennedy was the individual at the War Memorial. They were able to work around our times for setup. I do remember that because she said, the setup could start as early as we need to if there was an event prior, but normal setup was at 4. She told us about how we would have to add things. That's another thing. The bar was not as good. So we had to add different things to
a premium bar.
Yep, to a premium bar. Under 21 and eating the entree, they would be called tweens. They would be the same price. That's another big question to ask. Is there a fee difference for children versus adults and those that are alcoholic drinkers versus those that are not? So make sure you ask those types of questions. I think that was really it. We asked questions about like how many bathroom stalls there were. We wanted the wine list, place cards. Setting it back.
AC Central Air.
Oh God, yes. So if you are having a summer wedding, please, please, please ask them about Central Air. The first place we went to, Premier, there was no Central Air in there. I don't care what she said. Right. So ask questions that are privy to your season of when you'll be married. So like if you're getting married in winter, you want to have heat, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this, like I said before, was absolutely our number one choice, but it'll just change too much. We weren't willing to pay the price for all the changes that we would have had to go through. All right. What's the next one, babe?
Next one would probably be the Rooster Tail.
Rooster Tail.
It's not in here.
Oh goodness! You grabbed it.
It might still be over there. You told me. Oh, here it goes right here.
Okay, good. Go ahead, baby. You start.
So at the Rooster Tail, as we all know, it is a premier spot to have any event at in the downtown Detroit area.
It is in Detroit. Yep.
But you got to have a lot of cash, just like if you was having it at Port Detroit. Or on the yacht, which we was thinking about.
Oh yeah, we were gonna do the yacht.
But the disadvantage on that one is it's 3 different levels. Everybody would have to be on different levels. So whoever's on the first or second level wouldn't be able to see what anybody upstairs on the 3rd level was doing.
Mm-hmm. And it was expensive.
It was expensive.
Super expensive.
But it would have been nice.
Yeah. And then, but what if people are scared of water?
They have life jackets.
I'm talking about people who get on the water and get tummies.
Seasick?
Yeah. Some people wouldn't have came.
Right.
Okay, babe, go ahead.
No, you would have.
No,
So basically, at the Rooster Tail, it was just pretty much the price.
It was the price.
Like for children, $75.
$75.
For chicken nuggets, they're gonna be
for kids to eat chicken nuggets. When we
chicken
heard
nuggets
that,
and fries.
Yeah, chicken nuggets and fries. Yeah, so I'm gonna be very honest. Now I know one of the things. So here we go. I know some people are probably thinking, well, you don't have to have children at your wedding reception. You can do a wedding reception with adults only. Well, absolutely you can. However, for me and Dustin, we made the decision we wanted to have children at our wedding reception, specifically those children that are in our immediate family. I'll talk about my reason, and Dustin can talk about his because his is just as good as mine. But my reasoning was because, I mean, I thought about when I grew up, when I was younger, I probably had been to all of two weddings, and one was in the backyard. So I think kids don't get to see that part of their family as much. You know, they should be able to see a couple who has, found each other, has done it the right way. We don't have children. We are practicing all those things we need to practice in order not to have children. I mean, we've just done it the right way. We found each other at a good time in our lives, and I feel like really kids need to see more of that. So I wanted our children, meaning that the ones in our families, to be there because they bring the fun, they bring the excitement, but they need to see true love at its finest from the happy couple. So Dustin, why do you want kids to come?
I want kids to come because I would like their parents to come. So if you invite the parent and you don't invite the kid, well, who's gonna watch the kid?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
So both good reasons. So again, I say that to say if you wanted to go to the Rooster Tail, you did not want to have children, it could be a great adult only reception location if you can afford it. They had few things for brides like a room where you could prepare yourself and get ready. It had the full bathroom. Everything was included. Oh my God, the dance floor rose. So like when you dance, the floor would lift. That's amazing. For those who live in the area, you already know the Rooster Tail is just awesome in itself. It's a very historical location where they have a lot of big grand events. So the view is amazing. We did not taste the food, so I can't speak to the food. But they had some options, right?
yeah.
They had some good options.
And the wedding packages, they start off at $119 per person, and they go all the way up to $230 a person.
Yeah, so that's the thing. You have if you're on a budget that is not $100 a plate per person, then I would not suggest the Rooster Tail because we did also talk to them about negotiating the price, and they were not willing to negotiate. It was sad because we're both originally from Detroit, Michigan, so it would have been great to have our wedding at my church was at Second Ebenezer and take people right up the street to the Rooster Tail. But it just didn't work out.
Nope.
Cheese. Ting. Okay, what's the next place? Want to talk about our final place or you want to talk about another place first?
No.
Uh,
The rattlesnake?
or the other way.
The video?
Oh, you don't have that one?
I mean, there's nothing in there. They took it out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we can talk about this. An International Banquet Center at the Athenaeum.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that place. Okay, go ahead.
So we also visited the International Banquet Center, which is at the Athenaeum downtown in the Greektown area. The pricing was a little bit kind of strange, I would say.
Yeah. Strange. Yeah, that's a good term.
And they do have they did offer a couple of different packages too, though.
Mm-hmm.
Starting off, I think at 80 bucks.
Yeah.
At 80 bucks, and it goes up to 100. So they had an 80, a 90, and $100 package.
So strange because they had a minimum, a very large minimum.
Yeah, on a Saturday, I believe it was either $26,000 or $28,000 that you had to spend.
Yeah. So that was completely out of our budget for us to even consider going there to pay. Now it's not that we wouldn't be willing to pay $26,000 or $28,000 because our budget honestly is more than that for this wedding. But as a whole, that's different as compared to it just being for the wedding reception location. It just wasn't worth it.
And also the room for this is located on the 8th floor of the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So all of your guests would have to go to the elevator, go up on the 8th floor, go through a couple hotel rooms in order to get to the portion of it.
Yeah, so that was a big concern of ours. Although the place was beautiful, meaning the setup was really nice, it would be a little strange to try to find for people to not only find parking, because I think they either we
I think
had
it
to pay
was.
for parking, right, for them.
No, it says complimentary valet parking.
Okay, but the parking was across the street, I know for sure. So the people pull up, they get parked, they go into the building, and then they have to find the space in order to park. So that was kind of one of those things we were worried about as well. So let's talk about our. Oh, you know what? I want to talk about one other place that I thought was great. So another place that we visited was the African American Museum. They went to Touch Class Catering, so we didn't taste their food, but supposedly it's supposed to be really, really good. We sat down with Pia.
Oh, yeah.
Pia was super
Here it
sweet.
goes.
Yep, her customer service was amazing. Um, they of course have Central Air because it is a known place, the African American Museum. My sister just walked in, so that's who we're looking at. You want to say something to the camera? Okay.
You got some gold earrings?
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. She wants to know if I have gold earrings.
Who is that?
We're talking to the camera. We're doing our live video for YouTube. You want to say hi?
No,
Here, say hi. Too late. So it was nice. The only thing we didn't like about it was the size of the dance floor. The dance floor was way too small. So if you've ever walked into the African American Museum, we were looking at that first room you walk into,
The rotunda.
the rotunda. They have it where you can't do certain things on certain parts of the floor because it'll mess up the floor. So the dance floor was really, really small.
Right.
The space wasn't huge anyway, but we're looking at a 250 people at a reception is not ideal. Anything you want to add, babe?
No.
Yeah, I think they were good though. As far as the hours. So how many hours would you have for the site? That's one question that we asked. 4 hours. Remember that? Yeah, so it was 4 hours, and additional hours were $500 per hour. So that played a huge part in our decision. What else was kind of important? Oh, how many people will the space comfortably hold? The maximum was 230, and at that time we had already decided we were at least going to have 250 people. But yeah, so it wasn't a bad location, of course, because it's the African American Museum. You had valet parking for sure. I think there was a fee for the valet parking.
For the lot, we had to buy the lots.
Yeah, we
the
had
parking
to
lots.
pay for the parking lot
I
itself.
think it was 500 for one.
Yeah. So it started to add up. It got a little expensive. And then, of course, the standard bar was offered. So we would have had to add for our regular bar or for the bar that we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but that was the African American Museum. One of those places where, like I said, if you can afford it, definitely do it. It's in downtown Detroit area. So it's an amazing area. It'll be a memorable event if nothing else. But you kind of have to factor in some of the things that they can't do versus some of the things that you want. So let's talk about our number one choice, babe.
The Whittier?
No. Stop playing. So our number one choice, who we sat down with yesterday.
It's St. John.
Do we want to? Oh, okay, goodness. So we got to talk about our less than number one choice first, our almost number one choice. So our almost number one choice was St. John. What's it called? Armenian Church.
Yeah.
In Southfield, Michigan. They have a banquet center connected to their church. The space was awesome, meaning that it was absolutely spacious. It had a stage. I will say that they're in need of some upgrades, like the carpet, the chairs, the
Drapes.
Drapes. The drapes, yeah. So they're in need of some upgrade. The parking wasn't bad. You could park out in front, so there was more than enough parking. Um, I'm sure people have had events there before. If you're watching this video, I've heard several people have the events. We were going to sign our contract. We were ready to put down our deposit. Everything was set in stone until we got invited to an event at that location. And when we got there, it was the experience that we had at another event that turned us away. And the customer service was amazing. So the individual who runs it, Paul, he's absolutely someone you can sit down with, you can talk to. He's willing to work with you. The pricing was good.
Yeah.
The pricing was amazing. I think altogether we were looking at about 11,000, which isn't that bad for 250 people. Open bar and all that. The issue was the food. So we went to another event and the food was not that good at all, to say the least. It was just nasty. It's no other way to say it.
No seasoning.
No seasoning in the chicken or the it was just dry.
The pop was flat.
The pop was flat. The drinks were horrible. The bar area was not a bar area. It was a 6-foot table and a person with a container of ice pouring pop and liquor on this. It was just not good. So I mean, I think that I am happy we had that experience before our event, or we would have been there. But I can say again, the space is very big. Again, it does need upgrades in my opinion. And the pricing was wonderful. So if you are, maybe you don't care that much about the food. Some people are like, I'm feeding 250 people. I don't care if they love the food. For us, food was very important. When we sat down and we thought about our reception, we said, great food, great drinks, great entertainment. That was the 3 things. So if we couldn't get those things, we were not interested. And again, I say I'm so glad that we went to that event. So shout out to your mom for making us go, because I was so tired that night. I had no intention of going anywhere, and she made us go to the event. So with that being said, here we go. So, numero uno, if you're talking to me, you're telling me, okay, Mariah, I'm having a reception, what should number one thing I should do? I would say find someone who's willing to work with you, because you're going to have to work with these people for a very long time. Even if you have a wedding planner like I do, who's amazing, I still had to first interact with these individuals. So from our experience at St. John with having not so great food, not even at our tasting, because they were not willing to do a tasting without us signing a contract, we then learned we're not signing a contract without food tastings. That was just it. After that, we were terrified to really take another chance. So we found another location. You tired?
Yeah.
We found another location that had some good food and great food, actually. My favorite restaurant in the whole wide world. And that was one of the things when we sat down with the person who's over the planning, we explained to her we are not willing to sign a contract without tasting food. And we told her about our experience, and she was able to work with us. Now, I will say this. Elaine, which is her name, is at the Andiamos in Dearborn. If your event is not going to be more than 200 people, go there. She was awesome. The place is beautiful. The setup could be whatever you want it to be. The room was beautiful. The location was amazing. Now, you will pay for valet parking because they don't have parking there.
Yeah.
But with the parking, the awesome food, the awesome drinks, the awesome location, I think we were still at a good price. Like, we've told you tens of thousands. It was less than that. Just saying. So, I mean, the food we knew was going to be amazing because it was Andiamo's. But not only that, she was willing to allow us to taste the food prior to booking with her, which was awesome. she got her hip replaced, right? Remember? She had her hip replaced right before we were supposed to come and look at the physical location with our decorator to see if it would work for 250 people. Turns out that it didn't. But literally, the woman got her hip replaced, came in right after her hip replacement, and was moving tables with us. So, I mean, she was willing to get in there. Then, when our decorator determined
We gotta send her some flowers.
we do have to send her some. You just said on the video. Now she gonna know they coming.
She don't have Facebook.
How you know she ain't got Facebook? She got YouTube. So when we figured out, okay, this place isn't gonna work, not because of anything other than the spacing size, she was able to work with our decorator to then reach out to the bigger location, which is the Andiamos in Warren, which is where we will be having our reception. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Woohoo! To negotiate the price deal. So they were willing to work with us at their location, which is fabulous, huge space. It's where they have all the concerts, Andiamo's concerts when they come in. I know Sheila E was there. Temptations are going to be there. So all the top names when they come in to do a concert in that area, they do it at their showroom in Warren. That's where we're going to have our wedding reception. So we went to the tasting yesterday, which was a part of our deal. We did tell them again we were not willing to sign a contract until we got a tasting. But we taste so much food yesterday. I can't even explain to you. We got leftovers. That's how much we taste. We were supposed to go with 4 people: my mother, his mother, and us 2. Turns out,
Woo!
I am so sorry, everybody. Dustin, what is going on?
Tired.
Just left church. Jeez.
Woke up early this morning.
Sorry, everybody. So embarrassing. So, what was I saying?
About the tasting yesterday.
Right. So it was supposed to be 4 people. Turns out to be how many?
6.
6. Because
Tracy Matthews.
Okay. One of my co-workers and best friends stepped in for my mom, who didn't think she was going to be able to make it, but she turned out to be able to make it, and I was so excited. And then the 6th person was
My grandmother.
Dustin's grandmother, who's 96, who absolutely needs to taste the food because I love her. He loves her. She had to be there. So she was there. So it ended up being really well because they did not make us feel bad for having those extra people, although I felt horrible at first. They were able to accommodate everybody. They set us up in a nice room. They served us well. We taste our whole menu prior to prior to signing the contract. So we taste our beef Wellington, our meatballs
With zip sauce
and with marinara sauce to make the decision. We also taste our truffle fries for our appetizers. So that's when our cocktail hour and people come in. We were able to taste after that our salads.
Yeah.
So we had the house salad, the chopped salad, and the Caesar salad. Because Dustin was thinking Caesar, I was thinking chopped. And then, of course, the house salad comes with the package. So we wanted to try all 3, and they let us. For the meats, we tried the chickens. Piccata.
Herb roasted.
And what was the last one? It was like a breaded chicken.
Yeah.
It was really good, too. It was really tasty. And then we also tried the beef.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the beef that we wanted, we tried that one. We also tried it, our potatoes that we were considering
that
too.
That was the, we tried the chicken piccata and the chicken marsala.
Yes, chicken marsala. Yeah, and that chicken marsala was breaded. They had it breaded, and it had a sauce that came with it. And then we also tried our vegetables, and those were, which vegetables did we try, babe?
Hold on.
I know we tried the carrots.
We tried the carrots.
Oh, here it is. Okay, here it is. I got it right here. So we tried the carrots. We also tried, oh, they're called honey glazed carrots. Benito. Parmesan broccoli, and then roasted corn with sweet bell peppers. We also tried 3 different potatoes. We tried the fingerling with warm bacon dressing, Santa Ana, and roasted garlic mashed potatoes. And then we tried the vegetarian options that we're considering, the eggplant and also braised lentil. And they let us try our pastas. So Alfredo pasta, a meat sauce pasta, and primavera pasta, which is the risotto. And then we even tried their bread and butter.
Right.
And they were hot and fresh. They made them for us. And we tried the dessert, which is spumoni, which is Italian ice cream. We're planning on using our wedding cake as our main dessert, but that was a great option to pair with it, which was ice cream.
So if you do have the opportunity to get invited to our wedding, you will not be leaving hungry.
You will not be leaving hungry.
You won't have to go to McDonald's afterwards.
No McDonald's afterwards, and you won't be thirsty because we are doing a family style setup, so that will be amazing. It will be shared plate and passing. The servers will deliver your drink to you, or you can go to the bar, which they have a physical bar available, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Their bar menu was awesome. It had everything that you could ever imagine on it, and they were even willing, because like I said, love Andiamo's. I'm a connoisseur of their wine, so their Moscato, they're going to actually add it to our deal for us so that I can have a bottle of Moscato available. And we are going with the premium bar, so we didn't even have to take the super premium bar, which is even bigger. We could just do the premium bar and get everything that we wanted. So that's amazing too. The location again is awesome. It's a beautiful garden behind it. It's a huge space. It's leveled off. The screens and projectors are included, which is something huge because we wanted to play videos. What else?
That's it.
Yeah. So
for the most part,
we'll be at Andiamo's. And the price is amazing. They have a $16,000 minimum for us with 250 people, and they're going to eat all of that food we just mentioned. And I'll make sure to post some pictures after this video is posted of how the food looked at the tasting. You absolutely do not want to take for granted that opportunity. Here is the individual who we worked with, which is Dawn. She was awesome, awesome, awesome. So again, just wanted to share our experience with finding a wedding reception location. We have company now who's my nephews, and I'm so excited. Come here, honey.
Say hi to you too.
Come over here and say hi. What's your name? Tell him your name.
My name's Cameron.
His name is Cameron. Cameron's actually going to be in our wedding. He's going to say, "Here comes the bride." Say, "Here comes the bride." Here comes the bride. Go get your brother.
Okay.
Okay.
For his tablet.
And then here comes my godson / nephew. Ooh. Let me see Caleb. Come here, Caleb. Come here.
I love you, Mom.
I love you, Dad.
Mwah. He's also going to be in the wedding. As you can see, he's kind of shy, so he's just going to carry the ring. So that's it from the Happy Couple. Follow us on Facebook and YouTube, #HappyCouple. And the knot. And we'll have more videos posted, so we'll be able to give you more information of how to plan the most awesome wedding reception ever.
right.
And wedding. Love you.
Out.